Have you ever looked at the Korean name and wondered why nearly half of the population seems to share the three surnames Kim, Lee, and Park? In many Western cultures, a name is chosen because it sounds nice, but in Korean culture, a name is a carefully planned wish for a child's future. Today, we're breaking down the structure of Korean names from the history of the big three to the hidden meanings of Hanja and the modern trend of pure Korean names. Whether you're looking for popular Korean boy names, beautiful girl names, or just want to understand the traditions behind them, here is the story of how a Korean name is built. Part 1. The structure of Korean surnames. The first thing to understand is the order, surname plus given name. The family name comes first, reflecting the traditional importance of family and ancestry in Korean culture. In the West, you are John Miller, but in Korea, you are Miller John, the big three and the clan system. There are fewer than 300 surnames in Korea. This is very small compared to the thousands of surnames in the US or Europe. Kim, the most common name meaning gold. About 20% of Koreans have this surname. Lee, meaning plum tree. About 14 to 15% of Koreans have this surname. Park, meaning guard. About 8 to 9% of Koreans have this surname. Because these surnames are so common, Koreans use a concept called 본관, which means ancestral hometown, to tell families apart. For example, a 김해 Kim and a 경주 Kim belong to different clans. Until the late 20th century, people from the same 본관 were legally restricted from marrying, as they were considered part of the same clan. The two-syllable rule. Most Korean given names have exactly two syllables. One-syllable names or three-syllable names do exist, but they are rare. The two-syllable structure creates a balanced combination of two clear meanings. This isn't just a trend, it's a long tradition that started centuries ago, so a name can carry a deep and thoughtful message. Part 2. The power of Hanja. To understand the name, we first have to look at how it's written. Most people recognize the beautiful, phonetic characters of Hangul, the Korean alphabet. But while Hangul gives a name its sound, it's often Hanja that gives it its meaning. Hanja are traditional Chinese characters that have been used in Korea for centuries. Think of it like this. If you see the name Jiu written in Hangul, it's just a sound. But behind those letters are the Hanja, the specific characters used in the name. There are many different Hanja for the sound G and many more for U. G can mean wisdom or will and ambition. U can mean universe, help and divine protection, or excellence and gentleness. Parents don't just pick a name, they build one. They might choose wisdom and universe because they want their child to have a mind as vast as the cosmos. This is why two people can have the exact same name in Hangul but have completely different meanings and symbols based on their Hanja. The role of 사주. Many parents still visit a 장명소, which means a naming center, to talk with a specialist. They share the child's birth date and time to calculate their 사주, the four pillars of destiny. If the child's destiny is lacking the water element, the specialist may recommend a name with a Hanja that represents water or the ocean to bring balance to the child's life. This is why naming is often seen as a spiritual responsibility, not just a creative choice. By the way, if you're curious about what your own name might look like using these traditional principles, we actually have a Korean name generator in our related article linked in the description. Part 3. Popular Korean names for boys and girls. While our generator can give you a unique result, let's look at the names that have stood the test of time in Korea. We've grouped them to show the different vibes parents often choose. First, let's look at common Korean names for success and intelligence. These are timeless names that focus on character and inner strengths. They are very common across many generations. First, Ji-hun. Ji can mean wisdom, and Hun can mean merit of achievement. This name expresses the hope that a child will use their intelligence to achieve success. Next is Sehyun. Se can mean auspicious or lucky, and Hyun means wise. Together, the name reflects a wish for someone who lives a fortunate and wise life. Minjun is one of the most popular boy names in Korea. Min means clever or quick-minded, and Jun means talented or outstanding. It suggests a bright and capable person. Now, Eunji. Eun means grace or kindness, and Ji means wisdom. It's a classic girl's name that combines gentleness with intelligence. And Dohyun combines Do meaning path and Hyun meaning wise. It expresses the hope that the child will follow the right path and grow into a wise person. Next, we have nature-inspired Korean names. These names bring to mind images of nature and natural beauty. Haewon can mean ocean and origin. It gives a feeling of calmness, depth, and wide openness. Taeyang literally means the sun. It's a bold name that represents brightness and strong energy. Sua can be written with Hanja meaning water and elegance. It's a popular name with a soft and delicate sound. Sari means snow and joy. It's often chosen for winter babies or for its pure and bright image. And finally, Hajun. Depending on the Hanja, Ha can mean river and Jun means talented. It's a modern favorite that sounds bright and capable. For parents looking for something different, here are unique and rare Korean names. While most Korean given names have 2 syllables, some names break this pattern. Occasionally, parents choose 1-syllable given names such as Jun, often associated with meanings like talented or handsome, depending on the Hanja used. Min, commonly linked to meanings such as clever or quick-minded. Yeon can mean lotus, connection, or graceful, depending on the character. These names are short, simple, and modern. Because they are less common as full given names, they immediately stand out. There are also rare 3-syllable given names, which often sound poetic or expressive. They're usually pure Korean names rather than Hanja-based names. For example, 미리네, an old Korean word meaning Milky Way. 빛초롱 means bright light. 산다라 means strong and resilient. In addition, while most Korean surnames have 1 syllable, there are a few rare 2-syllable surnames such as 재갈, 남궁. People with these surnames usually belong to a very specific historical lineage. Names like these feel unique because of their structure. A different number of syllables immediately makes the name stand out. Part 4. The Pure Korean Revolution. Since the late 20th century, especially from the 1990s onward, there has been a noticeable shift away from Hanja toward pure Korean names called 순우리말. These are native Korean words that don't rely on Chinese characters. They are often poetic, easy to understand, and feel less formal than traditional Hanja-based names. Here are some common names using pure Korean words. 하늘, meaning sky. This is a popular gender-neutral name. 이슬, meaning dew, usually for girls, evoking a sense of purity. 사랑, meaning love, direct and emotional. 나래, meaning wing. 가람, an ancient word for river. 봄, meaning spring, representing new beginnings. 별, meaning star. Unlike Hanja names, their meaning is clear right away. When someone hears the name 하늘, they immediately think of the sky. With a Hanja name, people usually have to ask which characters are used to understand the exact meaning. This shift reflects a broader cultural change. Many parents today prefer names that feel modern, natural, and uniquely Korean. Part 5. Hidden Rules and Taboos. To wrap up, there are a few cultural unwritten rules to know. Generation names. 돌림자. In some families, siblings or cousins share one syllable. For example, three brothers might be named 종수, 민수, and 혁수. The shared su syllable is the generation syllable, acting as a spoken family tree. Naming taboos. Koreans almost never name a child after a living relative. In Western culture, there are juniors, but in Korea, using the name of an elder is considered disrespectful. A name is a unique identifier for the person's specific life path, the ja ending. You might notice older women with names ending in cha, like 영자 or 미자. This was a trend during the Japanese colonial era, as cha is the Korean version of the Japanese ko. Today, these are considered grandma names and are rarely given to newborns. Whether it's a name rooted in traditional Hanja or a modern name inspired by the sky, a Korean name is a deeply personal gift. It reflects a culture that honors its past through surnames and looks toward the future through the values chosen for its children. Next time you see a character in a K-drama or meet a Korean friend, ask them about the meaning behind their name. You may discover that it's not just a sound, it's a story. I'd love to hear from you. If you have a Korean name or a favorite K-drama character, tell me their name in the comments, and I will help you look up the potential meanings. Bye!